Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna let y'all hop right into it because I know that we stopped leading into some pretty important events. All right, I hope y'all enjoy this one. Subscribe if you like the content. If you got any questions, leave a comment down below, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace out.
We ended with like everybody doing their like downtime activities or whatever. So
Yeah,
like
that's
making your
right.
stuff.
Yeah, me working and prepping for the tournament.
And then I guess you guys kind of briefly discussing what your plans were for like the rest of the month.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right,
So, are you prepared?
I'm as prepared as I can be.
Okay. So I'll say just to make this work a little bit in game here, the tournament starts fairly early in the morning, so Eris is not going to be up, which is why she didn't accompany you. Otherwise, she would probably typically accompany you to like things like this.
Mm-hmm.
However, you are on your own. You have the invitation bought and paid for by your employer.
Yes, sir.
The I guess I didn't do the well.
No child labor laws around here.
Um, it looks like there's a door there. I kind of thought that this is more like a porch area, so you can kind of ignore the door there. You can
Okay.
see the door to the place on the porch. There, I'll
Okay.
pretend that that's like steps instead of like a
Instead of a
door.
doorway. Game
Um,
is paused, by the way.
yeah. But yeah, this is the address that you were given.
Okay. Oh, is it not at his store? It's a new place.
No, it is not at his store.
Okay.
What would Riley like to do?
I'm going into this building. I mean, I'm walking in. I'm strutting my stuff. I'm confident. I will go ahead and. So, did the invitation say that I needed to like bring my own set or anything like that, or like what did it kind of say was required to bring or anything of that nature?
The invitation didn't have a lot of details on it. The employer would have told you that no, you don't need to bring your own set. They have a set that they use there.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, I'm just pulling up in my like kind of usual attire that we purchased. The kind of like looks good but not like overly good stuff. Um, I think. I mean, what part of town am I in? I guess is probably important here.
Oh, that's a good point. I should mention you are in the. Let me double check. Actually,
Say if I'm in the
pretty sure.
diamond, then I'm definitely gonna be wearing my like nicer stuff.
No, so I believe you're actually in the Heart district, which I don't know if you guys have gone there
Ooh, I
before or
don't
not.
think so. As I kind of walk through the streets, what am I seeing clothing wise?
Okay, so just to briefly describe like you going to this area in the first place, the Heart District is very it's like the Diamond District is nice and it's but it is open to the public. The Heart District requires like it's like rich person like gated off neighborhood nice.
Oh, okay.
Without your invitation, you would not have even been allowed into the district
Oh shit.
probably.
Okay, so we're talking like country club vibes.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
a very large area. It has a lot of interesting buildings. There's a large temple where there are the blimps that you saw earlier docking at frequently
Mm-hmm.
at sort of the roof, like almost like a skyport on top of the temple. There's a massive, what looks to be like some sort of congressional government building. Uh, in addition, the third thing that kind of sticks out um, it's not really a tower as much as a haphazard collection of like medical or metal buildings and constructions melded together with no obvious like purpose or pattern. It looks like sort of like a modern art sort of thing, except it's so massive. I mean, it would have required a lot of effort to create something like
Interesting.
this.
Okay, so
Like
it's
it's
like a
sky.
patchwork building, but just a
It's like a patchwork
ginormous.
yeah, skyscraper tall.
Interesting.
Occasionally,
Okay.
you see a dragon peek its head out and briefly fly around a little bit. Uh, you occasionally see dragons coming and going from that building.
Do I see? We can go ahead. I think everyone came in. If we want to quickly give a.
Okay, quick recap. Last time it was mostly downtime. Uh, you guys pursued your various character goals. Eris looking for magical items, which took her in a few different directions, including getting a job offer from the Grey Archmage, who is apparently in charge of the Arcane College here in X City. Rose and Ray continuing their efforts to get booked, which they were successfully booked at apparently a very large festival event, and the largest venue in X City, having impressed director Teague and her assistant. And due to a number of fairly high checks, having prepared fairly well for that concert, which will be in 5 days in game time. Riley, I guess, was mostly making things, and you obviously had a long encounter with a somewhat sketchy individual in the Spade District, where Eris was trying to buy some magical items that she deemed to be a little bit too expensive for her taste, at least for the moment. He offered you guys a job, which Riley refused, as it seemed to be somewhat illegal. And yeah. Yes. Anything else anyone would like to add? I think that's kind of a basic recap of last time.
I think they hit all the marks. How's everyone doing today?
Pretty good. I think your mic's coming through your webcam again.
Hey, fuck off, mate. I think it's fine on OBS. I need to fix my Discord one then.
I try to come up with some sort of thing like, oh, I can't tell, like, because your voice is so bad or something.
It couldn't quite land. Is it better now? Okay.
Yeah, it's much better now.
Gangin'. But yeah, I will definitely be wearing, in this case, my my finest of clothing. The stuff that I bought when I was with Eris. We were shopping around, and I will pull up to the gang. We'll see what happens. I'll walk on in.
You can move yourself, and you can interact with doors and whatnot as you see fit.
I'm paused still. I can't.
Oh my
Interact.
god!
I can't now. Listen, man, you can't tell me to do it and then not let me do it. Oh god. Oh, robots. I like robots.
What's Riley doing?
Oh yeah, just so y'all know, I'm going to my tournament. We figured while we're waiting, we would get that started, since it's more of a solo venture to try to run through it.
The servant walks up to you and he grabs your shoulder and he says,
"Oh God,
identify yourself."
Oh, I'm Riley. And I'll go ahead and like pull my invitation out, presuming they didn't like take it at the gate or something.
He snatches it out of your hands. He briefly examines it, returns it to your hand.
He's irritable. I see.
Takes a step back. He says, "Apologies, Master Riley. Please follow me to the game room. You are the last to arrive."
Oh, sorry. Okay.
He moves very quickly. If at any point you start lagging behind, he sort of goes around. He says, "Please keep up."
Okay, I would definitely be like looking around, so I probably would fall a little behind trying to like examine everything. Oh, dude, I'm pulling up with the fucking big dogs.
Will present to you. He says, "Master Riley has arrived. The man on the right here, sitting at the head of the table there, he stands up and goes over. He says, "Oh, welcome. Thank you. That'll be all." The servant moves past you, opening the door and leaving the room. The man reaches out to shake your hand. He says, "I believe this is the first time you've arrived at one of my events here. Pleasure to meet you."
Yeah, I will happily shaking his hand, seeing as it seems like he's actually treating me with some respect. I will shake his hand and go, "Oh yes, it's honestly quite an honor. I think this game's great."
Well, I hope you enjoy your time here, one way or the other. I will say, when I heard that you would be a little bit younger, I didn't expect you to be quite this young, but, well, Mr. Animated is, he's sent a few people this way, and they tend to work out all right. So I figured, why not give you a shot? In any case, I won't need to go through the entire bits of introductions. I'm sure I'll get to know everyone over the course of the day. You're actually up for the first game if you're prepared.
Oh, I'm more than ready.
Excellent. He returns to his seat over here and he sort of gestures to the other side of the table over there. He says, You'll be up to Mr. Fervent here. He's a bit of a, well, I'll let him speak for himself. The man across from you, he looks very different from the other people you met in Eklund so far. He has much sort of more medieval finery on
Okay.
uh, than the more Victorian dress styling of the Eklund individuals. He has kind of a hawkish nose, and he clearly looks at you. He is looking at you with like some amount of disdain. Um, whether that's because you're a child or for
Yeah.
whatever reason, you're not entirely sure. Um, but he says, "I am Count Victor. I hope we'll have a pleasant game, Mr. Riley."
Yeah, I will take it in stride. And go ahead and has anyone else started a game, it seems? At least like since I've been in here or
Uh,
anything?
You get the sense that no,
Oh shit.
and
Okay.
in fact, the entire table's cleared off except for an Emperor's Gambit board in the center here.
Fuck. Okay.
Everyone is watching.
Okay.
I suppose seeing Riley kind of like look around, the guy you met at the start, Mr. Not Threatening, he says, "Oh, I forget this is your first time here. Basically, everyone plays each other once, um, and the two people who have won the most times will play each other at the end.
Oh.
It's a fairly simple game. It's more for fun. It's not perhaps as it is for money, of course, but it's mostly just to ensure that the quality of the individuals here. That's why we have people pay so much for the invitation.
No, yes, of course, like a round robin. I wonder if they
You know.
call it that here. Okay. I was like, it's gonna be funny if that's not what they call it.
Yes, I think I've heard that term before. I think that's accurate. In any case, please, Count Victor, Riley.
Yeah, I turn to Count Victor and I put my hand out for a start of game handshake, and go, well, just don't take it easy on me. Trying to smile at him.
You can make a charisma check.
Okay. I was like, I don't think that's the right thing to say to him, but here we are. Charisma. I clicked on the button. Charisma ability check. Normal.
He reaches out and shakes your hand very briefly before withdrawing, and he says, "Well, I suppose I came all this way. Might as well get started. Um, I'll say, okay, you can just try to play normally.
Okay.
You can also attempt to use potentially other skills to try to get advantages.
Okay. Riley, at least right now, definitely he's not like he's not going to cheat at any of these games. I will say. He definitely wants to prove his worth. Trying to see if there's any. I don't think spell wise anything would matter. I'd probably be cheating anyway. I guess kind of the first thing I'd like to do, is starting off. This is probably an insight check of some kind. But having played a few times now and probably played with like quite a variety of people, and like different styles, whether it's like aggressive, like more passive, more defensive, right? Things like that. Try in the first couple moves to read his strategy, and just kind of see if he's like taking a certain approach with me specifically, right? Because since he sees me as maybe not a challenge, he might like, go a little more aggressive than usual or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay. Get him out of the way. Get him out of the way.
He doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you. He's mostly just focused on his game.
Okay.
You can go ahead and make an Emperor's Gambit check.
All right. Do you just want me to roll tactics or an actual Emperor's Gambit check?
Actual Emperor's Gambit.
Okay. Inventory. Should do one. Like, do you just want me to click my set? I guess, like my use set.
Yeah, I think that's how you roll tools checks.
Fuck, dude, are you kidding me? Oh. I
I
had to roll a 6.
He is clearly a skilled player, somewhat similar in skill to you, maybe slightly less skilled on the whole of it. However, he plays a very tough, like a very strong like mixture of offense and defense. Like his strategies, they're not like particularly groundbreaking or anything, but he just does them very, very well, and he's very clearly very well practiced. You feel like if he tried that against you again, you would definitely be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
You would just
Some
slightly
nerves
better.
kicked in.
Yeah. He does manage to beat you, although it is a close game, obviously. Very close. Count Victor snorts. He says, closer than I expected. And he takes a step back. Some of the other individuals play. I'll say we won't need to get into the details necessarily. Everyone.
I was gonna say I do definitely like. I'm very attentive to the games. I kind of stopped caring about what's around. Because after losing the first one, I definitely get a little upset. And I'm trying to learn whether it's what their typical strategies are, how they tend to play, the usual kind of like learning your opponents.
Okay. I'll go ahead and roll a. Okay, you can go ahead and make a tactics check with disadvantage for this
Okay.
next one, since you've only seen one game from everyone so far,
12?
or 2 games or whatever. it
God
would
bless,
be.
dude. I have not rolled over a 7. Cool.
Okay. This
rolled
next
nine,
guy,
boy.
on his first game, I'll say, you saw that he was a more aggressive approach, very offensively focused, particularly with his liberal use of sort of suicidal charges of like his weaker.
Okay, I thought of sacrifices.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah. I'll say what general strategy would you like to take with this person?
If I know he's extremely aggressive, I think my plan would be to try to like bait the aggression out. So kind of like a fake passive, right? Where like I'm pretending like I'm like, scared and like kind of playing defensively to woo him into trying to go overly aggro.
Okay. I'll say you can go and make a stealth check.
Okay. This is fun. Fuck, dude, come on. Give me something.
I'll tell you what, I will have him roll his perception here.
Like 10's not terrible, but shit. Haha, he's worse.
Yeah, despite you not being like super sneaky about it, he does seem very focused. You draw all of his attention to sort of the center of the board where the main action appears to be happening. All the while, you creep up on either flank of his army,
Yes, sir.
setting up the ultimate trap. You can go ahead and make a Emperor's Gambit check, and you can add a 1d4 to your roll.
Okay. 4 normal. Dude, no fucking shot, bro.
God almighty.
Oh, this is miserable. It's just 2. It's just 2 games. Hey, round robin, you have time to come back. That's what's important.
Yeah, unfortunately, his aggressive tactics. You set up your trap, but by the time you spring it, it's too late. He's kind of already decimated your army.
Yeah.
Your trap isn't quite enough to bring him down.
Fuck, dude.
He turns to everyone and sort of encourages everyone to kind of clap for him. He looks over at you and says, "No worries, kid. I've been playing this longer than you've been alive."
I don't even respond. I just have a very upset look on my face.
Okay. I'll say with the nat 1, Riley is going to be a little upset.
Yeah.
So you'll still roll your tactics check at disadvantage to try to kind of learn this guy's game.
That's fair.
When you're observing, you're still kind of upset from the loss.
Dude, this is a joke. Oh my god. I wanted to do good on this so bad. Oh my god.
This guy has kind of a weird strategy. You're not sure if he's going to use the same one again, as it seemed kind of specific to his previous game. I'll say, yeah. What
Like
sort
a
of
minus D4.
what sort of strategy would you like to take against this guy?
Okay, if I'm being honest and I'm in Riley's head, I think like most gamers, right, you start to get mad, so you kind of overextend. So I think going by the book here, I'd be getting a little aggro. And I guess like, as much as he tries to keep a cool head, his way of like what's the phrase I'm looking for? Like his way of okaying it in his head or like telling himself this is the right move. Is he's like, okay, he plays a really weird strategy. His weird strategy can't handle raw aggression. And so like he'll just like run him down.
Okay. Despite your poor tactics check there, you will still get a D4 as you correctly identify
let's
this
go.
guy's playing a weakness.
Okay.
Go and roll an Emperor's Gambit check with an extra D4.
Ooh, please do give me 1. Okay, we get there. We get there.
This next one, the banker, he actually tried to do a somewhat similar strategy to what you did against the journalist, trying to sort of draw you in and set up his trap for you with this sort of unorthodox strategy. But Riley, taking a note from his previous loss, just goes full out aggressive this time, taking horrible risks, but they do pay off at the end, just barely, as you do manage to destroy him before he sets up his trap completely.
All right, 1 and 2, 1 and 2.
The banker takes this in stride. He says, "Oh well, it was a good game, young man," and he reaches across for an amiable handshake.
Yes. Seeing this and seeing him like giving me at least like actually some respect, I do settle the nerves a little bit and go, oh, thank you, and we'll go ahead and put my hand out for it.
Okay. Let's see. That's how many people? That was 3 matches so far,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm 1 and 2 out of the 6. Well, I don't know if this guy on the right's playing, but
He is playing.
Okay,
So
out of 7.
Yeah, a total of 7. Okay. Yeah. This one, you're up against what appears to be an officer. He has his uniform on, although no gun at his side. At the moment. You can make just a normal tactics check, as you've seen a few of his games at this point.
There we go.
Okay. He tends to try to kind of like you adapt to his opponent.
Okay.
So seeing that you've kind of not had a consistent strategy yet, you're not really sure what he's going to go against. Although I'll say with a 23, you get the sense he will probably be cautious and try to wait until he determines what you're trying to do before he tries to counter it.
Yeah, knowing that he's going to probably play cautious, kind of how I've done of reading the opponent, as you said. I'm gonna go the I'm thinking card game terminology, but like the combo deck route. Since I know I'm gonna have a little extra time, I'm gonna try to set up like the wombo combo of pieces, and just have this 3-turn move of it just like hits a bunch of things at one time. Since I had a longer period to set up.
Okay, I'll say you can go ahead and make a tactics check.
Okay.
And he will as well. This is before the game even starts here.
Dude, it's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. It's a bit. That's 3 -1s.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he does. You start the game attempting to set this up. He does seem to catch on to what you're trying to do fairly early on.
Yeah.
You can just go ahead and make a straight Emperor's Gambit check, and he will do the same.
15. Dude, I'm gonna cry.
Unfortunately, spending the time at the start was kind of a little bit. You gave him time to set his own strategy up, and he keeps his cool a little bit better. Unfortunately, he at the end of it, he looks over at you and he says, "I think for your age, you're very skilled, young man. Good game."
I nod. Go, yeah, you read me well on that one. I mean, I'll if he's going for a handshake, I will. I'm just kind of following handshakes if I am offered them. I am not offering handshakes myself, not knowing what's like the proper thing.
He doesn't offer a handshake, but he is clearly like he is amiable. Like he's not being a dick about it or anything.
Fuck, dude, I literally have to win out to go positive. Ugh.
Before the third match, you are offered, and everyone is given a small meal, courtesy of the clockwork servant in the other room. It's nothing too much, but it is fairly tasty and fancy.
I would definitely use this time, by the way, not even strategy at this point, just to cool off. Like, okay. Be on the side, be like, all right, I'm 1 and 3. I can still get my winning record. Just kind of pep talking himself up. Just being like, okay, we're cool. I know we can do this. A little nervous. Just gotta cool it out. Just cool it out.
I'll say the banker during this time, he does approach you, and he tries to encourage you as well.
Okay.
So make a wisdom saving throw, and you can do it with advantage since the banker is helping you here.
Meh.
Okay. Yeah. So Riley does sort of calm down and get back into the groove of things.
Okay.
The next series of matches starts with you up against the Doctor. You can make a tactics check with advantage now that you've had enough time to sort of see everyone play.
There we go.
Okay. The Doctor favors very defensive strategies. She waits for her opponent to try to figure out how to get past the defenses and all the while whittle away at you, just doing a war of attrition and eventually taking you down at the end.
Okay. I'm actually gonna basically do the same strategy as the other guy, whereas I think with the other guy it may have been a mistake since he's like one to adapt. With this girl, because I do know she just plays defensively, I will go the combo route again. Again, with the philosophy of like, okay, she has always played defensively. I will have time to set this up. I can hit this little maneuver and call it a game.
Okay. You can make an Emperor's Gambit check with an extra d4.
Okay. Come on, bro. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
No.
Oh, it's such a good roll.
It's a nat 20.
No. Oh no.
I apologize. There was a nat 20. I'll say this. You play a very good game. It just she plays like a flawless execution. Unfortunately, on that one. By the end of it, it is a hard-won game. Like there's basically like, a few pieces left on either side of the end. But she managed to hold on, dealing with your onslaught in such a way that she's left with a little bit more than you were. At the end of it, she gets up, sort of pushes her glasses back, and says, "I think that might have been the best game so far." And there's sort of general chatter of agreement around the table, as everyone was clearly like paying a lot of attention to that match, and it took a very long time. It's probably the longest match as well. And she reaches out a hand to shake yours.
Yeah. I will put my hand shake out. Having done the math in my head, knowing that I am going now with a negative record, just like fairly upset, but like keeping the cool, knowing I'm in front of a bunch of probably high-ranking adults, putting the hand out like yeah, no, you I think you played it perfectly. Shaking her hand.
That was an unfortunate nat 20 there.
God damn it, bro.
I will say at this point,
Can I go 3 and
you
4?
are up against your two hosts, and you do get the sense over the course of the thing. There's not a lot of chatter, but in between matches there is a little bit. You get the sense that all these people kind of know each other to one extent or the other. They've participated in this tournament before. This woman, the one in front of you, half of her face is masked behind a porcelain mask. And you do know that by the chatter that she and the host of this event are husband and wife.
Okay.
She sits across you. You can make a tactics check with advantage. Okay.
Dude, where
With the 22, I'll say she is somewhat adaptable, but she does tend to favor two particular strategies. One is as you sort of noted, a wombo combo using kind of unusual units
Yeah.
in an unorthodox way that's just kind of hard to deal with unless you're set up just right. That's one of her strategies. However, if she thinks that the other person is going to be prepared for that or has a better wombo combo than she does, she plays a very defensive game, somewhat similar to the Doctor.
Okay. Yeah. Not feeling great. And knowing that she typically tries for the combo idea first, at least usually, I think Riley just goes aggro. Even if it's not the best plan of action in this situation, I think he's just upset that he knows he's going like at best 3 and 4, and that's if he takes down who he presumes are probably two of the strongest players.
That was another thing I was going to mention. Currently the wife would be number 3.
Okay.
The host is currently number 1, and number 2 is the Ecklandian officer.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, knowing his like next the like final 2 rounds of his already like screwed up round robin are like 2 of the hardest games. He's like, yeah, I'm going all out aggro, and like I'm gonna see if I can catch her off guard. Like that's all he's got. That's all he's got in the tank.
Okay. You can make a deception check.
Okay. It's one of the few things I don't have. Yes, sir.
So she does like she has clearly like a very like it's difficult to match her one-eyed gaze as she reads you like a book. You can go ahead and make a Emperor's Gambit check minus 1d4.
All right. Literally one of my better rolls I've had. Go fuck yourself, game. Go fuck yourself.
Despite her like, your aggressive tactics, and Riley's just like at this point, I imagine just like steam coming out of both ears.
Yeah, he's it's one of those things where he knows he's played bad, and he just like doesn't feel like he was as prepped as he could have been.
Yeah, she recognizes that you're gonna play an aggressive game, and so she does try to set up her defense early on. But Riley is just like completely focused, and she's clearly maybe a little bit tired after all these games over and over. And Riley's focus and perseverance does eke him out the win at the end there. She lightly claps upon your victory and says, well, very impressive, young master. I'm pleased that you decided to join us this time.
I give after the game, I'd imagine I give like a pretty hefty sigh, or like a breath of relief, having not gone like just one win. Just go, well, thank you. It has been fun, and at a minimum, I've learned a lot so far.
Well, you're not quite done yet, are you, young man? As the final match shall begin.
Motherfucker.
You can, you can go make a tactics check with advantage, as you have seen every other game this guy's had up till now.
Okay, decent rolls.
With a 19, he somewhat similar to the Icelandic officer, and you do get the sense by the end of it that it is the most adaptable people that tend to do the best in this sort of round-robin strategy here. He is very, very good at reading his opponents.
Okay.
And doing counter moves. So he doesn't have any particular strategy going in. He just waits until his opponent makes a mistake.
And goes off it.
Yeah.
Okay. So knowing this, and being 2-4 at this point, he's like, what do I have to lose? He goes for a bit of like the chaos route. I don't know how much video juegos you indulge. I know you play some. But kind of the philosophy that some players will have, where it's like the worst players are sometimes better because you just can't predict them, because like they do things that you usually wouldn't do. That's kind of the strategy Riley goes for here, of
in true Naruto fashion.
Yeah, true Naruto fashion. just goes like, fuck it, I'ma like kind of make some moves that would be seen as objectively dumb, but kind of to throw him off. It is really his main plan here.
Okay. Sure. I'll say this. I'll give you a D4. If you want to make a performance check, and if you beat the DC, I will give you an advantage. However, if you fail the performance check,
no D4.
I'll probably take away the D4.
Yeah, I'll go for it, because this is kind of his like last-ditch effort. My performance isn't good, but I'll fucking run it. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Not a bad roll?
Yeah. Go ahead and make an Emperor's Gambit check with advantage.
Huge. The D4 as well, or just advantage?
Just advantage.
Okay. Oh, this is winnable! Let's go! Feels good, man. Okay, I didn't go out too bad. I'm still upset, but we'll take it.
So with one of this guy's,
I crushed.
I'll say he might have lost like once or twice against some of the others, and this is his most like crushing defeat. As he keeps like looking up at you, like trying to read. And Riley's just like, wide-eyed, like madman, like moving pieces, not even looking before he moves. This guy's just trying to figure out the whole time until the end.
I'm playing off pure instinct.
Yeah, there was no plan. It was just pure instinct and raw animal cunning.
Yes, sir.
He shakes his head in like he wipes some like sweat off of his brows. He kind of got like more upset as things went along.
Man.
He shakes his head. He says, "Oh my goodness, I think that I'm favored to win this tournament, but you crushed me quite handily there, young man. You've certainly gotten into the swing of things, I suppose."
I look up at him, looking slightly like it's a combination of excited and discouraged, because I really wanted to beat him, seeing he was the best player, but like knowing I was 3-4, and I just go, well, you know what? At the end of the day, I guess I'm at least glad I could take you down. With a small smirk, just being happy with himself, not able to hold it in.
Yeah, he takes it. He takes it good naturedly, kind of laughing as some of the other people around him chuckle as well. He says, "Well, I'm glad you started out the way you would. Otherwise, I suspect if we let you do a couple more rounds, you'd be beating all of us consistently."
Oh, I do smile. Riley gets a pretty big smile on his face. He kind of tries to conceal it, but does not do a good job.
The host steps back. He says, "Well, I don't wish to, be accused of being boastful, but it is going to be myself and the good lieutenant for the final match here. And they will both make straight rolls here.
Crushed.
He does beat the lieutenant fairly handily.
He used his anger.
Which I imagine provides Riley with some satisfaction, as the officer did kind of crush Riley earlier. But you beat the guy who beat him, so what does that mean?
Hey, I handily beat him.
In any case, after this, another small meal is provided as people kind of go around and chat about the games, about the outcome of the tournament.
Having the tournament have ended, I do, as much as people let me, I try to get into conversations very minorly. If they're about the game, if it's about other things, I usually kind of leave it alone. But if it's like game related, I try to step in like, oh yeah, I think that move was really good. He could have like tried this there, and I wonder how that would have gone, or like the usual.
You can make a charisma check with advantage, as you did perform fairly admirably.
Let's go.
Pretty much everyone is
I'm a
friendly
late game.
towards you, with the exception of the nobleman who wasn't happy with you and still was kind of cold towards you. He mostly just hangs out with the hosts anyway. But all the other Eklund people, they happily include you in their conversations.
He's just mad he wasn't in finals.
He did perform fairly poorly as well. He lost most of his games. But in any case, I'll say with the performance of the last game, you do get some offers from particularly, like, I'll say the banker who was kind to you, the doctor. I'll say you do get offers from both of them to stop by their place of work and practice, maybe like on their breaks or things like that.
Hell yeah. Although I don't know how much longer we'll be here. He'll take that all day.
In any case, as people start to file out, the host does sort of approach you, sort of pulling you to the side. He says, "Well, Master Riley, I'll say this. You're very impressive for your first game here. I hope you don't mind. I don't want to be rude to my guests. I had heard that there was an Outworlder child who recently crossed over to our world."
There's no point lying here. I look at him, and I kind of smirk a little bit, and I just go, "What gave it away?"
He laughs and sort of leans on his cane. He says, "Oh, I was just curious. Yeah, I apologize. I don't mean any offense or anything.
No, not at all.
It was, impressive, obviously, your performance in the game, and well, I figured if there was going to be a child like you who was able to keep up with adults like us, it might very well be the Outworlder I had heard of. In any case, for a bit of a proper introduction here, you can call me Miles."
Oh, well, thank you. It's nice to, I guess, officially meet you, Miles.
He grins and he says, "If you find yourself in having issues or difficulties, feel free to call upon me and my wife. We're happy to help out fellow Emperor's Gambit enthusiasts, where we can, of course," and he gives you a wink.
Oh, thanks. And so, just checking, do y'all do this is it the 15th or the 20th? I forget where to pull the calendar out.
It's currently the 15th.
It's 15th, okay, that's what it was. Do y'all do this every 15th?
Oh, no. It's every couple of months, depending on people's availabilities. Some of our individuals, like the, Count Victor over there, and the journalist is also often abroad. When they're both in Eklund is when we tend to gather for these sorts of things.
Oh, gotcha, okay. I guess in that case there's no real no real schedule that y'all stick to.
Unfortunately not. Emperor's Gambit is not a terribly popular game, unfortunately, here in X City, particularly at the level at which our group plays it.
Oh, well, is it more popular elsewhere?
Oh yes, in the Duran Empire, that's its place of origin. It's named the Emperor's Gambit based off of the emperor that they have over there. Oh, I forget you're an outworlder, so you don't know these things. Yes, the Duran Empire. It's on the other side of the world spine, large mountain range. It's not a friendly place though. I would recommend staying in Eklund.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, just, you know, for my own curiosity's sake, do y'all go over there and play sometimes if it's like the, you know, higher caliber place, so to speak?
I wish. No, I'm quite busy with my work here. I have a fairly I hold a fairly high position in a very prominent company.
Oh, well, what, I mean, if, you know, if you don't want to tell me, obviously, but what is it that you do? What's your company?
He grins. He says, "Well, it's called Souther's Farming." I take it that doesn't mean anything to you, though.
You know, he says it, and I kind of, like, look at him inquisitively, like, waiting for him to give more.
Well, we have the honor of being one of the 12 daring companies. The Daring Dozen is what they call us. We came here, similar to you Outworlders, except in larger groups, from the Great Vast. Our companies, we set up from families, smaller family companies that existed in our previous world. We hold a fair amount of influence here in Eklund.
Interesting. Well, I guess congratulations if it, you know, means anything to you. If y'all are ever, you know, needing any help with anything mechanical, I'm, you know, not to brag, but quite a whiz with that stuff. If y'all ever need any help in that department, you know, like you said, I may look young, but I got more up here than most think. As I, you know, point to my head.
He crosses his arms regarding you kind of evenly. He says, "Well, if you are serious about that, young man, well, based off of your performance here today, if you're as good at mechanical things as you are at picking up games, we might have use for you in the technologies division."
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I get a big gleam in my eye. Yeah. I can't promise I'll be around here forever. You know, at some point I might want to explore stuff, but I mean, at a bare minimum, I can at least help you out with some smaller projects you might have that I can help close out.
You can make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Not
Okay.
bad. We take those.
Yeah, he nods. He says, well, to whatever extent you'd like to work with us, I'll see what we can arrange. I'll have to speak with my division's head. But yes, if you're as talented as you say, I'm sure you'd be quite the asset. Quite the asset. In any case, like I said, feel free to call on me should you require anything. Again, Miles Southers at your service. And he reaches into his pocket and reaches out, giving you what appears to be a small badge. It has Southers Farming on it with the symbol of a grain, like a stalk of grain.
Yeah, like a wheat thing. Okay, yeah, I grab it. Thank you, Mister. Is this important? I kind of look at him, just a little confused, like not sure what to do with this.
He says, that will get you into the Heart District again, should you wish to return here to my residence.
Oh, perfect. This is your house?
He nods.
Oh, wow. Well, I consider me impressed. It's a very nice house. But
More modest than some of my contemporaries, but we find that it's pleasant enough.
I definitely think the robots are cool. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, before I head out, I mean, should I contact you? Will you contact me? like I said, more than willing and would love to help out.
Oh, well, it's certainly up to you, young Riley. It's, I mean, I would prefer, obviously, if you're going to work with us, that you, you know, spend, we would write up some sort of contract and something like that. If you still plan on exploring the world a bit, and I certainly encourage you to do so, I would say maybe do that, gain some experience, a bit of, you know, road under your feet, as they say, and come back. And I'm sure whatever experiences you have on the road will serve us well in the work that you might do for us later. There's no rush.
Okay. Of course. Well, I appreciate it a ton. Really. Awesome. Well, I'll go ahead and head out. I don't want to, overstay my welcome or anything, being the first timer. But it was.
Nonsense. He kind of claps you on the back, guiding you towards the door as he does so. He says, I'll tell you what, if you're interested, feel free to bring your Outworlder friends along with you next time, assuming that you're still together with them, I suppose.
I don't like that. Yeah, no, Riley's very excited. Riley just being excited about this goes, yeah, of course. I'll definitely talk to him about it.
Oh, that's splendid. We'll be happy to host you one of these nights. He escorts you out. He says, all right, I'll catch you later, young master.
All right, sounds good. Thank you again. And I will go out very happy, heading back to the, I'm assuming it's pretty late at this point. Oh no, her show's not today, right? Did Rose ever give us the day for her show? It's like the 20th or something, right?
The 20th.
Okay, never mind. I'm probably just heading back to the hotel at this point then.
Okay. You can make a perception check as you head back.
Alright.
Okay. All right. Back at the and
Riley's not looking for any gray men in robes.
unless there's something in particular you guys want to do, on the 18th is apparently the night that the assassin is going to come
right.
for you guys. And the 18th is also the day of Philip's court case. Is there anything you guys would like to do in the meantime?
I would like to go. I mean, at least so for like the first day after, I do go to the Mr. Animated, and I just want to tell him like, hey, sorry, couldn't do it. Like, tell him how my performance did. Tell him I crushed Miles though. Very excited. Tell him I will work for him until we leave to help pay off the extra funds that that he did willingly give me.
Okay. Okay, over the course of those next 3 days, Mr. Animated does, as you are about to leave on one of the days, he hands you a fairly large pouch. He says, well, a messenger dropped this off. He said it was from Mr. Southers. He said apparently that an impressive performance by such a young man deserves to be rewarded.
I get wide-eyed and grab it and open it up. What am I looking at?
There appear to be 200 gold coins in the pouch.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I get very excited and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Oh man, next time I see him, I need to thank him. And without hesitating, I will pull out. How much was the ticket to get in? Was it 15 or 25? For the ticket to get into the tournament?
Yeah, I thought it was 20.
Or was it 20? Okay, it was right in the middle. I was almost there. Yeah, I'll pull out whatever the amount was. So we'll go 20, and we'll immediately hold it out to him, to Mr. Animated, and be like, well, hey, here's this. Like I said, thank you again for letting me do that. It was a blast.
He'll weakly try to object and say, "Oh no, you've been working for this. It's fine." Like, if you insist at all, he will take it.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll kind of look at it and I'll go. I'll kind of go to like fake put it in the bag. I'm like, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I have to give it to you. And like assuming he was serious because I don't think anything of it, I'll like set it on the table. I'm like, I'm not touching it again.
Okay, he says, "Oh, okay. Well, that's generous of you. If you ever, like I said, you're welcome to work here when you're in town, I suppose. You said that you were leaving probably towards the end of this month, right? Isn't that right?"
I believe that's pretty much our plan. I know one of my teammates has some cool stuff going on, and yeah, I think we're pretty much waiting on that, and then we're gonna head out.
All right. Well, like I said, you're always welcome if you'd like to help out around the store. Otherwise, best of luck, Riley. I hope you keep up your Emperor's Gambit practice.
Oh,
Sounds like you're already quite the little rising star.
oh, thanks, Mr. Animated. And as I'm walking out, I turn around and go, "Oh, do you like music?"
He gets a very animated grin on his face, and he says, "Well, I don't mean to brag, but," and he describes how he apparently used to be a musician back then.
Ow.
Yeah, I'm very happy to hear this. And I kind of return the vibes, and I'm like, "Oh, well, I was referring to earlier. My partner's actually playing in the big stadium over there. And not only that, but she's using some of my machines to make the show really good. If you can, trust me, it's worth it to go. She's got a new style."
Okay. You can make a persuasion check with advantage.
Boop boop. 10.
He nods. He says, "Well, I'll give it. I'll think about it. She's playing for the Wind Festival. That's quite impressive. Must be a fairly well-paying gig. I might be busy that day though. We'll see. No promises. I'll come. I'll come if I can."
All right, fair enough. Well, thanks again, Mr. Animated. You were very helpful in getting my stuff going here. And I'll turn to walk out.
All right. Anything? I assume Rose and Ray are probably mostly involved practicing and preparing for their performance.
Correct.
Is there anything Eris in particular, Eris, you'd like to do in those next 3 days in between the 15th and the 18th?
What was the contraption Riley set up in my room? Some kind of like sound machine, right?
Yeah, it's currently more just a sound alarm. I figured on the night of, he would try to get something a little more damaging set up to where if someone did try to break into your room, it would inflict a little more pain and not just sound.
Okay.
If I'm allowed to do that with like time.
You can make another Tinkerer's tool check. I'll say with disadvantage,
Okay.
since this isn't really you aren't doing this with a ton of time.
Yeah, it's fair. 10.
Yeah, I'll say you have like some like nails that like might fall on someone.
Okay. I'll get it. I'll take my D2 of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't do terribly well setting the system up to begin with, so like modifying it.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Difficult.
I do intend, by the way, for it to still make the sound. I was just trying to add to it. Okay.
I got that.
All right. Well, Riley did what he could for you.
Eris, anything else you'd like to do?
Could I get like some? Maybe Riley would have it on him. I don't know, but like some really thin wire to set up.
I do
like...
unironically have a length of string.
Oh, yay, string. But if not, then I kind of thinking like maybe like some really thin, sharp wire that
That he does not have. I mean, he might be able to
Yeah.
make it, but
that she could set up like right in the doorway and right on the windowsill so that if he comes in, hopefully he doesn't see it and trips him up, does some damage maybe.
Okay. So you can find a fairly sharp wire without much issue. It's not particularly expensive either. You can go ahead and make a. I guess this could be a couple of things. So what are you proficient in? You're not proficient in much.
Thanks. Thanks, Hudson, for rubbing it in.
A straight survival check. I mean, this is just essentially setting a trap. So yeah, I'll say you make a survival check.
Okay.
she crushes. Don't worry.
Could I ask for Riley's help? Would that give me any bonus or?
I'll say Riley was kind of involved in his own project, trying to enhance the alarm system that he had already made. So the whole wire thing would probably be like, you would probably consider that to be pretty violent in comparison to what he's trying to do.
Don't
Well-
worry. I'm putting a D2 on him. That's my plan.
Nice.
Yeah, with the
Okay, well that's
seven,
not going well.
you set up the wire, but like you get the sense that if they spot the wire, they'll probably be able to bypass it relatively easily.
Oh god. I kinda wanna what's that trick Naruto played on Kakashi, the chalk?
The chalk, where you just put it at the top of the door. You would have to leave the door propped open for that, and I don't know if we want that.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
I don't know if that's the best move.
Okay. Would I guess other than that, could I prepare a shocking grasp maybe for when someone touches me and it just kind of electrocutes them?
That's cute.
I'll say sure. I'll let you. Well, here's what I'll let you do. I'll let you basically. Eris will have to meditate and try to imbue this onto some sort of item on her person, like her clothes or whatever. It'll be a mana control check.
Mana control check. Well, I got that 7 out of the way, so hopefully this will be better. It's worse.
Yeah.
Die.
You went into like some libraries and did a bit of studying and stuff and research into like how magic works exactly. So you do get the sense that this is something that's possible, but it requires like a lot of focus and a lot of practice. That Eris, you practice and you focus, but you're not able to get it in these remaining few days before.
Okay. So does that take all of my options of preparing a spell?
I'm gonna say yes. That'll be. It is only 3 days of downtime. So between the survival check and that was kind of your focus.
I feel it may go without saying Riley's going to try to stay up for most of that night.
Sure. Well, I mean the court date is first before nighttime.
Oh, okay.
Who, if anyone, would like to attend the trial of Phillips?
Riley's going. Even though it could hurt him, Riley's a going.
I'll attend as well.
Yeah, sure. I'll go.
Perfect, because I already had you guys on the.
Woo!
I don't go.
Change my mind.
Delete me.
You guys find yourself in a fairly small room. This would be in the Heart District.
Are any of the
I
Emperor
suppose-
Gambler's players here? Haha! The journalist is this motherfucker.
It is a different journalist.
Oh, it is?
unfortunately.
Damn it.
The other guy was boastful. This guy's just cavalier. So,
Ah, I see. Of course, I should have known.
yeah,
You
pretty
fool.
big difference there. In any case, the justice makes a couple jokes at the start of the proceedings. No one laughs, however.
Professional.
It's a very serious environment. The defense table, obviously, Philip looks back and he gives you guys like a thumbs up, trying to put on like a brave face.
boy.
The individual sitting next to him, what's up?
I just said my boy.
Okay. The individual sitting next to him is an older gentleman who's clearly like he has kind of like bags under his eyes. He's clearly kind of overworked. The prosecution kind of draws your eye as it is a fairly young woman, probably like in her late 20s. She's wearing the garb of like a cleric or a priest, not what you would expect from a prosecutor.
Weird champ.
However, in any case, the proceedings begin as an individual approaches you guys from behind.
I punch him in the face. I was just kidding. No, I don't.
Attack. Find him real quick. Bum.
They'll never approach us. They don't exist.
True.
There is a woman who sits down in the pews behind you guys. She leans forward and she says, "I would recommend against testifying today." All
I
four of you.
mean, yeah, I will definitely turn around. Is this who I think it is with the face and everything? Or are you just using the same model? Okay, it is her.
Yeah.
Okay. I will turn around, see who it is, and she said this clearly pretty like seriously and secretively, right? Like
Yes, and I suppose you would probably have gotten her name over the course. It is Martha Sellers.
okay. Your husband's dope. Let's start with that. No. Okay. Yeah. After I see who it is, I don't make too much of an acknowledgement towards her, as it seemed like she, she's not want to draw a lot of attention. And I will turn to at least Rosemary and Eris and go, "Hey, I've actually met her before, and she at least seems pretty trustworthy from my previous encounter."
Uh, okay. I guess Eris turns around and looks at the lady and goes, "Uh-huh. Why do you say that?"
She smiles at you, at least the smile that you can see of the half of her face that is visible behind the mask. Or not behind the mask. She says, uh, Unfortunately, I'm not able to divulge too much. I was told by my husband to give you those instructions, and I was given the reason behind it. However, I'm afraid it would be improper for me to say much more.
I do. After she mentions her husband, go, okay, like her husband's also a very cool guy. I mean, he even offered me a job and stuff. I really think we should trust these people, y'all.
Are you saying this for our betterment, or Philip's betterment, or your own betterment, lady?
You can make a persuasion check, Eris.
Persuasion, where are you? Persuasion.
Okay, with a 15, she smiles again. She says, I believe that my husband mostly has young Riley's interests at heart. I don't think I'm going to say more than that.
Okay, at this I do turn around, being kind of low-key happy to hear this. But I do turn around and go, so should we leave, or are we okay to at least watch and just say we don't want to testify?
Watching is fine. Testifying is what my husband and I are recommending against.
All right, I give a pretty deep kind of huff, because this was part of my intention of staying, but go, oh, okay,
The decision is obviously up to you, and she gets up and sort of pats you on the shoulder. She says, in any case, I hope you'll give me an opportunity to avenge my loss next time we meet for Emperor's Gambit.
Yeah, I get a little soft smile through my kind of slightly upsetness and go, of course, it was very fun.
Good day, sir and ladies.
And to be clear, I definitely would have talked to, at least if y'all were interested, I would have shared my adventures within the tournament with y'all, so y'all would know, I think, everything that happened. I don't think there's anything I would have kept from you.
Uh-huh.
In any case, the proceedings continue. It appears to consist mostly of an argument directly between the defense barrister and the prosecutor, of them discussing things. You do get the sense that there is some sort of magic going on that prevents anyone from lying in that general area. You presume anyone past the railings in the courtroom. At a certain point, the barrister for the defense, he gestures to the four of you. He says, well, on that note, we've actually acquired some character witnesses that might be relevant to this case. After all, they are the four individuals who were the supposed victims of this crime that Philip supposedly committed. They have agreed to speak on his behalf today and speak to the fact that they are in fact grateful to my client.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean,
Joel,
Eris, yeah.
You guys, clearly happy, like a smile on his face.
Well, Eris leans over to Riley and goes, "Kid, are you seriously taking the rich people's word over helping Philip? This was your whole idea."
I'm usually on Eris's side here, but I'll take hers on this one.
I mean, come on, kid. Like, can't trust rich people. They're all snobs. I played like one game with them, and you're trusting them all of a sudden? Come on. We've known Philip way longer. He's a chill guy.
Oof. Okay. I
At this
Look,
point, Philip is like he's like kind of confused. It looks like the barrister is like looking over at you guys, like hurry up. The justice does break in. He says, "Well, is this true? I should say I understand that you're all outworlders, so perhaps not familiar with these proceedings. You are
Yeah.
not required to testify by law if you do not wish to. However, if you do wish to, you will have to approach and submit to the zone of truth active past this area. You will not be able to tell any lies during the course of your testimony. However, you can refuse to answer any questions that you feel might compromise you or you feel are not relevant in any way."
Uh, Eris will stand up and get ready to go up there, I guess with Rose too. And
Yeah.
she'll lean over to Riley one more time, be like, listen, kid, you can sit here and sit this one out, I guess. But Philip would appreciate it if you got up there. And then I will continue with what is this, a one by one
yeah.
thing, or are we all three going up there, Hudson?
Or
Uh, Seeing all of you hesitate, the justice says, as it appears that you are all testimonies to the same thing, witness testimonies regarding the accused in this instance, you are welcome to testify together.
Woo! Teamwork makes the dream work. Let's go, Rose.
yeah, seeing them stand up. I mean, do people look to me, or am I kind of like disregarded at this point with them three walking up, or what's the?
Uh, so the barrister, he like lets out a sigh of relief and sort of sits down, seeing that three individuals at least have come up. The prosecutor at this point is she is very hard to reach. She just kind of has like a tight-lipped. You're not really sure what she's thinking. The justice seems to ignore you as the only the other three approach. Philip,
Okay.
however, does like he looks back and he frowns and he's clearly looks very like betrayed and disappointed.
Yeah, no. Okay, so can I roll an insight check? And I know you said she's hard to read, so I understand it'd probably be a hard DC. But I'm trying to look if me not going up there is making any impact on, I guess we don't know her name, but Karina over here. If maybe she, is she happy or upset that I'm not going up there?
Okay, you can make an insight check.
Middle of the road, baby.
Right.
She's
No.
difficult to read.
Okay.
Philip,
Yeah.
however, is very easy to read. Like I said, it's like picked puppy sort of expression.
Yeah. No,
You hurt.
Yeah, no, I know. I feel like if I go up there, it's bad for everyone. Yeah, I kind of just look to Philip as I just mouth the word sorry. I lower my head. Upset in my own decisions, maybe. But yeah.
Philip, like I said, he looks very confused. Kind of just scratches his head and turns around, sort of looking at the ground. The justice, however, looks down at you three, the three who approached. He says, "All right. I should warn you, as I said, you are in a zone of truth. You will not be able to speak a lie while you are under it. Again, if you don't wish to answer something, you can just remain silent or say, I would
think
not
me
like to
going
answer
up
that
there
question."
might have been bad for Philip and myself.
I suppose I'll get to the most
That's
relevant
my
detail.
theory.
What are your feelings towards the defendant, Philip?
You want to do this in a line, Eris? You want to go left
Starting
or
with
right?
me.
Up to you.
You can go first, sure. Left to right. Go for it.
Rose goes, and before I say anything, if it's all right with you guys, Ray doesn't normally speak, but I can give her my voice for her to make her own opinions, if that's all right.
The justice nods. He says, I've been made aware of your group and sort of the eccentricities involved. That is certainly perfectly fine. Although I will say I do believe that she will still be affected by the zone of truth, despite her not speaking with her own voice.
Perfectly fine. Just making sure you guys understand that both of us can't talk at the same time.
Oh, no problem at all. And he makes a small little joke about Ray and how cute she is.
Ray chuckles. Rose will go. Knowing Philip for the entirety of us being here, my opinion on him
is that he is a lovable sort with a good heart. Um, he meant the best, and I believe he still means well with his actions. There was no malice intent, and it was for a greater cause that was achieved. That is my opinion of him. Rose takes a moment to give Ray her voice, and Ray goes, Philip protects, like me. Therefore, I like Philip. And that is what she'll say.
The judge yeah, and he is clearly sort of fawning over Ray as well. He says, "Oh, that's very, very good, very good. I see you found a kindred spirit."
Yeah, Rex, that's kind of the vibe Riley was
He seems to
getting.
forget about Eris for a few moments until he finally realizes that there is a third person there, and he says, "Oh, and you, Miss Eris."
I think me going up there would have been bad
I
for
think
everyone.
Philip is a really good and honorable dude, and if honestly anything, I kind of owe him my life for giving me a better start in this world.
All right. Well, I suppose I only have one other question, and then, of course, the prosecutor and the defense may ask their questions. Um, if it were up to you, if you were the justice in this case, uh, would you find him guilty, and would you recommend any particular sentence if he were to be found guilty?
Yeah, left or right. Rose goes, well, I believe according to the laws, because I believe the laws is can't summon without permission.
Without the church's permission, correct?
Well, according to the laws, he is guilty. Although some laws, at least in our world, have exceptions to them, uh, where they can be broken, and even if they would be found guilty, it would be a lighter sentence. I guess to give some examples of this, it would be I'm not sure how it works in this world. I'm still not up to snuff, but things like self-defense or breaking traffic violations if there is a emergency. The latter being the more applicable cause, as he did break a rule, but he broke it uh, to his uh, understanding that it would save a life. And I believe outside of saving multiple lives, that is the more honorable um, choice to make. I believe out of the people that were affected negatively or that could have been affected negatively, I believe the four of us, and I understand there's only three of us here, but I believe the four of us are typically the most affected by this as we were pulled. And I will only speak for myself here, although Eris did give her statement. I, as much as I liked my past life, this is giving me a new start, and I cannot thank him enough for this. Um, that is what I will say to that matter. Ray once again speaks and goes, well, Philip allowed me to meet Rose, and that's the best thing that could have happened to me. So Philip started the best part of my life. He's a good man and he means well. And like Rose said, sometimes you can break laws and it's to save lives. And I think that's okay because lives are important and we should keep them.
Uh, the judge nods and he says, "Well, Miss Rose, Miss Ray, I don't wish to insult you, but you might consider a career in law the way you speak." And he sort of waits for sort of a gentle chuckle to spread throughout the room before he.
Uh, Ray chuckles, and Rose chuckles as well as and goes, we're more attuned to music, but don't worry, your kind words do not go unheard.
The judge nods and waits for the laughter to die down before he realizes again that Eris is actually on the stand as well, and says, "Oh, yes, and Miss Eris."
The question was, if he's found guilty, what punishment should he get?
If he is found guilty, yes or no, and then if yes, what punishment?
Well, I agree with Rose. I don't think he should be found guilty simply because he did what he did to save a life.
Oh no,
And
Rose's take was that he should be found guilty
oh,
because he technically did break a law, but it should be a very light punishment given the
Mm,
outcome of it.
okay. I guess let me rephrase that then. Well, honestly, I don't see why he should be found guilty. I'm not quite attuned to this whole lawmaking stuff, but he did it to save a life, so you know, good Samaritan and all that. And also, he kind of saved mine too, doing what he did. So, again, very thankful for that.
All right. I believe that's all my questions. I give the floor now to Miss Karina. Um, the prosecutor is directs the justice directs your attention to the prosecutor as she stands up. She says in a very sort of cold, quiet voice, "Miss Rose, you argue based off the basis that the outcome was good. Tell me, would you feel the same if your partner Ray had died in the quest that you had undertook?"
Mm,
No, but
Uh,
the outcome did not lead to that.
So it was by mere chance and luck that this man should be found guilty, or should be found to have a light sentence, as you said.
No, I believe he was calculated in his decisions, and so are we.
She directs her attention to Eris and says, Eris, did you ever consider that you cheated fate and destiny and the gods of whatever world you came from to come here and have your life be saved, as you said?
did I cheat fate to come here?
I'm not certain what religion or Empyrean you worship in your world, but surely they would have wished for you to stay and meet whatever destiny or fate they had planned for you.
Uh,
Are you
Lydia,
cheating fate in this manner?
Lydia, I understand you're saying that sentence in ignorance, but I don't care if I cheated fate, because whatever fate lied for me in that world would be hell.
A self admitted apostate, then. No further questions, Your Honor. She takes a seat and sort of crosses her arms, a bit clearly, obviously, a little bit angry at the state of things for whatever reason. Um, the barrister sort of scratches his head and stands up. He says, I, of course, thank all of you for your testimony. I guess just to clarify and make sure that things are clear for everyone here, particularly the Honorable Justice, your opinion of Philip is positive, and you think that he, if not found innocent, should at the very least be issued the lightest sentence possible. Is that correct?
Correct.
Perfect. I think that's all we need. And he sits down. Philip, having clearly still a little bit upset, he does give all of you guys like sort of a grateful nod, and a bit of a small shadow of a smile returning to his face. The justice directs your attention back towards him. He says, "Well, I thank our Outworlder guests very much for their testimony. You are dismissed unless there's anything further you'd like to add to your current testimony."
Um, no, I believe I answered the questions to the best of my and Ray's ability.
Oh no, she did wonderfully. She did wonderfully.
Ray, Ray being in the scene now, will as we're walking back, Ray will wave goodbye to the justice.
He waves goodbye to her, clearly sort of like treating her like like the daughter that he may or may not have had. Um, at this point, just says, "Well, unless there are any other further witnesses, I believe that I will return to my chambers to deliberate, and well, we'll have our verdict." And at this point, Karina shoots to her feet. She says, "Your Honor, I do have one more witness I'd like to call." The justice looks over and frowns. He says, "Miss Karina?" I would like to call, she looks back and says, Riley to the stand.
I knew this motherfucker was gonna do that. Yeah. Seeing how she was upset and is now doing this, I kind of look to the justice not moving. Seeing
The
what he
justice
says. Yeah.
does direct his attention. He says, "Oh, well, I had heard that, of course, Justice Kennedy had ruled him an adult. However, Mr. Riley, there's no obligation for you to testify one way or the other in this case. It is purely by your choice, and by the fact that you sat down, I had assumed that you had decided not to testify." Karina,
Yeah, I
Karina,
tried.
before you have a chance to answer, she
Uh-huh.
says, "It seems very strange to me that 3 of their group would testify, but not the 4th."
Kent Eris would
I-
like to rest my hand on Riley's shoulder and whisper, like, listen, kid, we can always pull the you're a child card if you really don't want to go up there.
I ignore that completely. That is never an option in Riley's playbook. I originally upset, but kind of seeing that Riley feels he may have really made the right call here. I look up, looking to what was the last thing Karina said? I had something, but I forgot.
She basically, the justice was saying like, "Oh, you don't have to do this, Riley." Karina
Uh-huh.
basically interrupted him and said, it seems very strange to me that 3 of
That's
their
right.
group
That's
would
right. That's right.
not the 4th."
Yeah, I will look up and look to Karina. Just straight faced. I look to Karina and just say, well, unfortunately, I believe according to the law and according to the justice, I reserve my right to be a spectator in this one.
The justice nods and kind of he gives like a little bit of a glare to Karina. He says, "That'll be enough, Miss Karina. I don't wish to trouble the boy. I understand he's technically an adult, but it seems unreasonable to have one some as young as him have to testify in a court of law." She seethes quietly for a moment and finally sits down without another word. "Now, as I was saying," the justice continues, "we'll take a brief break. I will tell you, I don't anticipate deliberating very long. If you just wait no more than 30 minutes, I'd say." He gets up. Everyone stands up as he departs the room. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do while waiting?
Can we go talk to Philip? I mean, is that an option?
You can, yeah.
Okay. I do pretty much immediately stand up to walk over to Philip. As long as the guards don't stop me or whatever. If I'm just
No, it appears that you're not supposed to go past the railing, but yeah,
Okay.
kind of like in a.
Gotcha. Figured as much.
Over at Chewie says, "Riley, did your thoughts on me change?"
Oh no. Definitely not, Philip. To be honest with you, there was kind of someone that I had met recently that I decided to put some trust into that implied it might not be a good idea I get on the stand for this one. And I look over to Karina and then look back to Philip and go, I think I made the right call, as it seems she was really ready to use me to make this situation look bad. It was more of a calculated move not to go up there for hopefully to better your situation rather than worsen it.
Philip nods slowly, not really getting all of this.
Yeah, I figured.
He says, "Oh, okay. Well, if you think it's a good idea, and well, Miss Eris, Miss Rose, and Miss Ray, I think you all did a tremendous job. Frankly, it's a little embarrassing having people talk about me like that." And he kind of like wipes his nose and blushes a little bit as he says this. But I'm very thankful, of course, for your testimony. I think it went over well with the judge.
Yeah, still feeling like a little guilty. Kind of retreats back and again is like, yeah, no, I think. I mean, I think they were honest. I feel the same way about you, Philip. Like, I want you to know, I really appreciate what you did, and I really think you're the good guy in this situation.
No, okay. It's okay, Riley. I was just kind of confused because you had said earlier, but okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
Okay. And I'll kind of sit back into my chair, hoping I really did at least make him feel a little better.
Oh, on another note, I did enjoy those books that you dropped off. They were quite good. I'll be hungry for some more.
Which ones you enjoy the most, buddy?
Uh, he blushes a little bit and then looks at Riley and says, "Oh, well, of course, the romance one. It was quite good. Surprisingly good world building for a book like that."
I do giggle and go, I thought it might be a good choice.
Well, in any case, and he kind of bumbles onward, talking to you guys about the various little things that happened during his imprisonment. In the course of things, the justice does return to the
I would
courtroom.
like to, while we're waiting, I would like to look over at Karina every now and then. Is she just like staring daggers at me? What's the vibes?
She's staring forward.
Okay.
Mostly. She does have like her arms crossed. She's kind of like leaning back in her chair. She does look very upset.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, as the justice comes up, I'm chilling, didn't stand, good old stuff.
The justice, giving like a somber look as he's able to give at everyone, as everyone sort of stands up as he enters the room and sits down when he sits down.
Oh, no.
He says, "Well, some courtrooms are different, but I don't have a lot of pomp and circumstance to these sorts of things. I suppose the defendant wants to know one way or the other as soon as possible, so that's the gift that I'm going to give you. I find in all matters related to the charges against Philip that he is guilty. The sentence shall be time served. Philip, you're free to go." Philip, his good eye widens, and he like looks back at you guys and claps his hands together with sort of a shout of joy. As the barrister falls down, sitting down, clearly very relieved. Karina, she slams the desk as she stands up and gets prepared to speak. The justice puts up a hand, however, and says, "Miss Karina, you may file your appeals through the appropriate processes. Now is not the time or place." In any case, Philip will turn around and he will gather Rose, Riley, and Eris in a big bear hug.
Oh,
Listen,
I will very much accept.
Rose jumps in at some point.
He says, "I'm free. I'm a free man. Can you believe it?"
Of course we can.
Not yet, Philip. You're going to be busy on the 20th.
In any case, as the excitement dies down, there is a crackling sound behind you, just for a brief moment, as a flash of light emits from something. You do see the journalist looking at you guys with what appears to be some sort of crystal device. It's a mixture of sort of magic and mechanical. And he gives you guys sort of like a smirk, and he exits the courtroom.
I don't like that.
In any case, the barrister shakes Philip's hand, and he does briefly thank all of you for your testimony as well, though he clearly wasn't as invested in this case as you guys were.
Can I insight to know what kind of smirk we're talking? Like, was it like a smirk of like a, "Hey, congrats, you won the case," or a smirk of like a, "Oh, y'all about to get fucked"?
I feel about to get fucked on the front paper.
Can I roll one, or is it just like I'm not sure?
You can make an insight check. Sorry. Yeah.
Dude. Oh, today's rough. It's rough today.
He was probably just very happy for you.
That's true. That's true. He probably was really happy for us. I would assume.
In any case, Philip is well, he's I suppose he probably wouldn't have had cuffs on him in any case, but he is given whatever possessions he had by the guards there, and is processed out with some brief moments of paperwork. He says to you guys, "Well, now that everything's been settled, is there a place that you guys are staying right now?"
I still have 2 beds in my room, right?
You do.
Yeah, I very excitedly go, yeah, we're at this hotel. There's actually an extra bed in my room if you need somewhere to crash. And I do remember the thing, but Riley's not remembering it in this moment, to be clear.
That's funny. He nods and he says, "Oh, okay. Well, if you wouldn't mind a roommate for a day or two, again, this won't be a very long thing. I want to get some affairs in orders, speak to some people. I do have, I need to go to the bank. There's a few little errands that I need to run before I leave the city, and I don't really have a place to stay at the moment. If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Riley.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, well, perfect. I'll see you there then. What was the name of the place?
Oh, it's blah, 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 blah.
He nods and says, "All right, well, I'll meet you there." And again, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. He gives you all like one last firm handshake for everyone, and departs the courtroom as well. As you guys are preparing to leave, Miss Karina does
Bring it, bitch.
come over.
Stay mad.
What's up, sunshine?
I hope you're all pleased with yourselves.
Oh, I am.
I stay very quiet during all of this.
Now, anyone with half a year of cleric training and access to forbidden rituals such as those to summon outworlders will be summoning them to deal with any problem they possibly encounter, now that there are apparently no consequences for such an action.
Ooh, okay. I do speak up on this. I do interrupt on that one and go, well, to be clear, ma'am, they didn't change the law. This one was circumstantially a light punishment.
She grins and she says, "And tell me, do you think that anyone predicts an awful outcome from summoning outworlders?"
Well, I suppose not, but I'm sure there has been bad outcomes. I don't think that means...
There have been many bad outcomes. That's why we regulate this activity.
Alright, yeah. Listen, we were trying to save our friend, alright? And we accomplished that. Whatever happens now, that's a you problem, love.
Miss Karina,
I don't speak for my friends, but I at least speak for myself. I don't think you're a bad person, and if situations like that would occur, I believe someone of your stature and knowledge could sway the justice the correct way.
You can make a persuasion check.
Come on, roll high.
I'll say this would be a disadvantage, but you have advantage and disadvantage, so it's a straight roll.
So Riley's keeping
Okay.
She regards you, and her scowl lessens somewhat. She says, "Well, I appreciate that, Miss Rose. I certainly hope that you're right."
we don't mean you, any bad feelings or anything. We were just on the opposite sides of the fence this time around. But I'm sure in the grand scheme of things, you do mean well, and your point is one that obviously we understand. At least the dangers of.
Riley looks down and kind of follows up the statement with yeah, I apologize. I do understand the dangers of it being a regular occurrence.
Well, I am going to appeal this decision, but I don't expect that will get anywhere. I appreciate your words. You are perhaps a little bit more reasonable than I had assumed, with the exception of perhaps one of your party members. And she kind of gives like a side glare to Eris.
Eris waves back with a smile.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god, Eris is my goat.
I'm a fucking problem. I'm so sorry, Rose.
Trust me, in my eyes, you're not that. In fact, Eris, frankly, I commend you for the way you held yourself in court. That was actually
That's true.
pretty formidable.
Yeah, on that I will actually look to both of y'all a little seriouser and go, yeah, I'm sorry y'all for kind of choosing not to. I think it ended up being the right call. I just didn't get a good feeling after she showed up.
Eris puts a hand on Riley's shoulder and go, listen, kid. Nothing good happens from trusting rich people, okay? They only look out for themselves and no one else.
don't disagree with Eris. Eris, are you okay? Are you under some sort of spell? You're making a lot more
Um,
sense than
This
usual.
is this is funny because Riley has had like only good experiences with like most of the rich people so far.
Eris looks over to Rose and goes, "Trust me, give me 24 hours and I'll be back to making no sense. Don't you worry, Rose."
It's frankly scary. If you could, I don't know, just destroy something on your way out, it would make me
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot
Don't
better.
worry. I'll set the courtroom on fire. For you.
Well,
Don't worry.
destroy something, not okay. Okay, you know what? There we go. She's back.
She's back there. She's back. Yeah, I do look to both of you. I know I can be a little quick to jump to trusting people, but
You did. You
I'll
are. Yes.
okay. I'll think about it more often. It's just something didn't sit right with me, and even Philip in the very beginning wasn't so sure about me testifying with me being a child and all. So it just too many puzzle pieces fit in. I didn't trust it.
And you know, who knows? Maybe you testifying would have made things worse. Who knows what Karina would have thrown at you. But don't trust rich people. That's why I want you to take away from this.
I'll at least remember these words.
Good.
Riley, you did make an incorrect assessment. You are remember that you are an adult and you have your own free will. While I think your reasoning was just, it turned out well, but if for some reason it turned out bad, that it can't focus on what ifs. But yes, we don't know much about this world, and it appears Outworlders are a commodity to a large amount of people, specifically the rich and those in power. So, I'm always one to defend you on being an adult, but they might try to take advantage of you using either material things or definitely a lot of convincing to try to get you to do one thing or another. Please keep. I'm not saying to distrust everybody, but take everybody with a grain of salt. I don't want you to get hurt in trusting somebody, but well, as far as it's concerned, even with all the people I've met through my music, I still only trust, you two and Philip. The others, frankly, are means to an end.
Ooh, okay. Riley nods slowly. I just kind of nod slowly at you.
All right. Well, what's next, team? Oh, you know what? I may die tonight. That's what's next.
Oh, we should probably warn Philip about
Yeah,
that.
after you say this, my eyes widen. I go, wait, should I not have invited him?
I figured you were just going to mention it in the hotel. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Both of you are being very off. Both of you are throwing me off. Anyway, we should probably go to the hotel and wait for Philip, at least, if nothing else, for good manners.
Yeah, I was very excited we won the case.
Back at the inn, Philip does join you guys, and he brings several baskets of food from a restaurant that he apparently favors.
Let's go, Philip, my boy.
Food.
I'd say I've been wanting a decent meal ever since I went into jail, and I figured why not share it with the people who got me out. And he sort of spreads around plates. It's not super fancy food, but it's like hearty and really well made. Just simple, but high quality. He is excitedly sort of celebrates the success of the trial today with you guys as you take your evening meal. I suppose during the course of this, you inform him of the potential assassin coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just
Eris,
drop that one in casual conversation. You know how it goes.
Eris wants to rest a hand on his shoulder and go, "So, Philip, you still good at fighting? How about fighting assassins? Are you good at that?"
He frowns and looks over at you and he says, I mean, I used to be part of a street gang and I still have some of those skills, yes. Why is someone after you guys?
Well,
Specifically
just
me.
just one of us.
not plural.
Yeah. They're after me.
Someone wanted to flaunt their money a little bit.
Do you know what do you know about this individual? We might be able to go to the army.
So I guess I don't wasn't I yeah, I was given like a written note
Yes.
explaining.
Yeah, I can paste in the chat again if you'd like.
I will slide that over to Philip and go, sounds like this guy isn't particularly experienced, thankfully, but you know, still got invisibility on his
He
side.
kind of squints with his one good eye, reading through the note. He looks over at you and says, "Oh, well, they might be inexperienced, but they're clearly well resourced. Scrolls of these scrolls and potions, they would cost a fair amount. They're clearly invested in this attempt. I think this is pretty dangerous. Maybe we should try to leave the city tonight, or at
Damn
least
it.
maybe Miss Eris and I."
Yes, unfortunately, I can't leave.
While it is an option, my only concern is if we don't deal with it now, this is something that could come to follow us.
Philip frowns. He says, well, I don't know. We've had some threats at the manor before, the Redburn Manor, and I have kind of been the one to deal with them, along with Virgil. It does seem strange to me that this individual is certain that they'll be attacking tonight in particular. I don't know how they would know that. Usually threats are more vague. And assassin contracts, they're not... They might have a deadline, but they wouldn't have like, oh, this needs to happen on this particular night.
I
My
would agree.
thought in it being an up-and-coming and hired assassin is that this is some sort of test from whoever sent this letter.
Philip frowns and sort of scratches his chin. He says, a test for who? A test for the assassin or a test for you guys?
Maybe both.
Yeah, both more siding with us.
If that's the case, that's a dangerous test and a dangerous game that they're choosing to play. I
But
still
it's
think
a
it'd be best
test
for...
I want to pass, though, Philip.
Why do you care about this? They're clearly up to no good if they're in contact with assassins.
Yeah, but I want to take out the assassin that's after me, you know?
It's more of the... Never mind, you would know about that. Maybe I can explain to you. So typically when someone, and I don't know if it works the same here, but when someone tries to prevent something publicly or through legal means, it typically just gets more attention, and more people attempt to do it, if that makes sense.
Who's I was talking to?
Philip.
Okay.
Phil kind of scratches his head. He says, I'm not really sure I understand. But,
You know
well-
Barbra Streisand. I can explain it easily if you do.
oh, Streisand effect. Why didn't
Yeah,
you
the Streisand effect.
I
Yes,
love that.
exactly.
Love that.
I didn't realize there was a multiverse Barbra Streisand. I guess she's a canon event in all universes.
Absolutely a canon event. Philip scratches his head. He looks over at Eris and says, well, I suppose the threat is against Miss Eris, so it's really up to you what you like to do. If you would like me to... I could stay in your room and stay up tonight, if you'd like, as a body. I've been getting plenty of sleep anyway. It won't be a big strain on me to stay up a whole night.
Oh yeah, this guy opens the door, you frickin' wallop their ass.
He does pull out his club that he keeps with him and pats it against his massive hand, and he says,
And then I can shock them.
I take a sigh of relief knowing she's not under a spell, apparently.
he looks a little uncertain at that. He says, well, if it comes to a fight, Miss Eris, I'm sure you can handle yourself, but be careful. Throwing around a bunch of magic at a place like this might start a fire, and that wouldn't end well for anyone.
Yeah, sure thing.
He looks at you
My
somewhat
goat.
but he is still willing to help, as you did help him out significantly.
Yeah.
I suppose so. So this is the second floor of the inn here. I did kind of forget that Riley did technically have a single room. However, I'll
I
say
did have a single room. That's right.
maybe we will upgrade you to the double room over here, as you did come into a bit of money over some time there.
Oh, I'm still sideways. Good.
I assume you know how to fix that if you want to.
I won't.
Thanks for
In
asking.
any
That.
case, you guys can sort of set up how you would like to be. I suppose, unless you say otherwise, Philip will he'll be in your room, sitting at like the edge of this bed here, kind of just staring at the door.
Staring at the nails about to fall on their head.
Are there like, I don't know, rafts or rafters on the ceiling? I want to hang from the ceiling is where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
I want to hang
I
on the
would
ceiling.
probably-
Hudson.
you can make an athletics check.
Hudson, I don't know if you understand. I want to be in the ceiling.
Athletics.
Okay, well I don't know why I ask you to roll these things.
True.
I'll say, despite the ceiling not really being made for that at all, you do somehow manage to find like a particular unique spot, and wedge yourself up, waiting like a spider now, between some crevices in the ceiling.
Perfect. Oh, what all do this got? Silence and darkness, invisibility and poison, huh? Oh, fan-fucking-tastic, dude. I'm gonna shot grasp their ass to hell and back.
Is there anything in particular Rose, Ray, or Riley are trying to do, or are they just sleeping?
No, we're awake. Or at least I am.
I'll say, yeah.
I and Ray are. Ray doesn't sleep. so I
Ray
guess
doesn't
I-
sleep.
Ray doesn't sleep. That's right.
I'm going to sit right here and prep a fall to aim right at the door. No, I'm just kidding.
Perfect.
I am. No, I mean, I think I'm kind of doing the same, chilling. I think even if I wanted to fall asleep, I probably couldn't, as it's the first time I've had assassins after me, or at least after a teammate. So, you know.
Okay. Um,
Oh, Riley's just chilling.
Oh,
in
wait,
his
wait,
room.
wait. No,
You
that's
wanna
too
join
risky.
us?
Hold on, let me read something real quick. She detonates. You said detonating with something 5 feet or by verbal command. Ooh, I could set a mine to detonate by verbal command, but that's so risky because if y'all are in the way. Yeah, I'll just wait because I can always shatter it later. So I'm chilling.
okay. The night begins. Here. I suppose Eris electing to stay up along with Philip. So everyone is currently awake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m.,
Midnight.
12 p.m.,
Damn
midnight,
it.
1
Fucking
a.m.,
dog.
2 a.m.
Why is he letting this get so late, bro? Is he not gonna attack? This is cringe shit.
Is anyone going to sleep?
Fuck no.
Trying to
Spider
think about
Eris
how
will not.
tired Riley would be. I mean, okay, the problem is Riley doesn't want to go to sleep, but he also usually goes to bed early and wakes up early.
I stay up all night. I'm good.
So
I'm tired.
they're used to saying, I don't know how good Riley would actually be at this. If I'm being fair about it, I don't know how good he would be
Just
at
roll a
this.
con save every third hour.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, we'll do one at like 1 a.m. and then see how we do. What would my DC be here, DM? I'm okay with you arbitrarily setting something here.
I'll set something if you want to make a con save.
You got some in your head?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, crushed.
Okay, that certainly beats what I had in my head.
Okay. I'll wait. If he goes to like 4 a.m., I'll roll a same DC. I'll roll it at disadvantage.
Okay. At a certain point,
Okay.
Uh, I'll say Philip will make a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Is he getting a little drowsy? Little drowsy boy?
Okay.
Well, not the worst.
Yeah.
Voice
Could definitely
check.
been worse. He fucks his stealth check and we're good. Fuck.
Glorious!
At least it's a dirty 20, because a nat 20 would have been scary as fuck.
Okay. Eris, you do notice as Philip sort of slumps into the bed slowly and begins to snore.
Okay.
You should
Am
zap
I
him.
allowed to react to that, or does something else happen?
No, you can react to that however you'd like to.
Okay. Can I cast message, maybe?
Do you have a message?
Yes, I do,
Oh,
sir.
you
I've been prepped for
You
this.
can cast through solid objects. Let's see, 1 inch, 1 foot.
He's
3
right in
feet.
front of me,
No,
though.
you-
Come on.
I thought you were trying to message the other people, not Philip. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
you're
no,
obviously
yeah.
you can message anyone else too, since you know that they're there.
Oh, am I allowed to message the others? Are they?
Yeah. There are things that stop it, but like not. I don't think
It's gotta be
It's
like
3
steel and shit, doesn't it?
it's like a lot to get through. I think you'd be fine to message the others. you-
I would like to point a finger in the direction of Rose and whisper the message. Okay, first of all, is he falling asleep naturally, or does it look like something magic is?
You can make an insight check.
Okay.
Good shout, actually.
Yeah.
I unironically was just assuming he was naturally falling asleep.
I'll say 21. It does seem kind of sudden, and he looks like he's like very deeply asleep, perhaps unnaturally deeply asleep at the moment.
Good
Okay.
shout, Eris.
Okay, I would like to send a message to Rose and be like, yo, Philip is falling asleep and I think he is being influenced by outside forces.
Can you respond with message? How does message work?
I think so. Hold on. The target, okay, never mind, wait a minute. Oh, wait. And can reply in a whisper that only I can hear. The
Nice,
Rose
huge.
can respond, and only I will hear it.
Yeah, Rose goes very well. On my way.
Woo!
Huge.
Rose and Ray, you guys emerge from your room.
Yep.
Okay. Describe like how stealthy, not like how loud are you being? How like aggressively are you moving? Like that sort of thing.
No, very, very quietly, slowly, methodically.
Okay.
It could have been a play to just act like everything's normal.
I do go to the door, and Ray will put her ear up to the door.
Sure.
And I'm keeping my eye on that window. It still hasn't opened.
The window is not open now.
Hmm.
I'll say,
Genjutsu.
Rosa, you can make a perception check with advantage here, as Ray is helping you.
Other way around.
Okay.
What?
Not like it matters.
Ray!
So you hear Philip snoring within. You can hear Eris like creaking a little bit as she kind of shifts her grip a little bit on her spidey hole. However, the important thing that you notice with the nat 20 is the faint hint of some sort of gaseous substance. And I'll say like you see like the barest like what do you call it, like a
Vapor?
like a vapor in the air that dissipates as you kind of like approach. With a 24, I'll say you get the sense that some sort of sleeping potion was turned into a gas and was seeped through the cracks in the door.
Nice.
Can I talk to Eris still? How does message work, Eris?
I think let me check.
Or is it only the response?
Yeah, you can reply as well.
Yeah.
I will go. Gas is being pumped into the room. From what I can tell, I don't know where the assassin is, but your call on whether you want to get out or draw this out.
Hmm. Okay. Hudson, would you allow me to use Gust to kind of blow this vapor away?
Sure, you can do that. The issue with that, well, you'd have to have it like a place for it to vent to.
So I'd have to like open the window or something.
Yeah,
can
and Gust,
also
I will say
take-
Gust is not like a super quiet spell. It's not like super loud, but it is like a loud gust of wind, you know?
We can also just play it out, and I can fall asleep since I know it's happening. I can do it.
Oh, why are you
before
saying like you fake fall asleep?
Yeah.
Do I feel it affecting me, Hudson?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Is it
Okay.
affecting me?
No. I'll say with the nat 20, you get the sense that it was somehow mostly directed inside of the room. There's very little of it outside at this point. And what was there, it has dissipated until, you know, there's a large hallway for it to spread around in.
Okay. Will you allow me to cast message twice?
You can cast message over and over again. It's a cantrip.
Okay.
I didn't know message was a cantrip.
I would like to cast message on Philip, and I know it says a whisper, but as loud as I can, I would like to kind of shout at him through the spell. Like, wake up!
You can make a mana control check, as that is not
Okay.
how the spell works.
Okay, mana control check.
Wake up, you sleepy bitch.
Better I got that out of the way. Okay.
Yeah, you try, but the spell remains the same. It is a whisper in his ears. He does not seem to respond to it.
Then I will cast message again, and I will talk to Rose, and I will say, well, seems like the vapor is kind of dispersed by now, and it's only affected Philip.
Riley, you can go and make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh
Okay.
my god. He's going after the kid?
Sheesh.
Oh wow! All right, hey, you're killing the con saves tonight. You do smell something kind of funny in the air, and you feel like a little bit dizzy, but you kind of shake off the tiredness.
Ooh, okay. Fuck, this is hard. Okay, I don't know how you want to rule this because I was already getting tired. Since I rolled a 22, do I feel that this was different than my usual tiredness? Like maybe I was being pressured into sleeping a little more, or no? Do I not really? Can I not tell that?
You can make I'll say just a straight intelligence check.
Okay. Not bad.
Okay, with a 17, you get the sense something's funny in the air, and then you feel like there's definitely a cause and effect there.
Okay. I won't freak out yet, and I'll just be. I guess. This is so hard because like I know an assassin's coming, but I don't want to metagame it. Okay, I will get up, and just go open my window, trying to get fresh air, being like, hey, that was weird. Maybe I am just crashing because I don't think I've stayed up this late in 2 or 3 weeks now.
There's a knock at your door.
Fuck off, dude. Okay.
A voice calls through, specifically Rose's voice.
Shit.
And said, Riley, you good in there? Rose said she smelled something weird. Or I'm sorry, Eris, they would say. Eris said that she smelled something kind of weird.
Ooh, okay. Fuck, dude. Now I'm. Oh, you're so annoying. I hate you so much. Yeah, I have no real reason to not believe this isn't Rose at this point. Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of I'll staying at the window. I kind of turn, talking relatively quietly, not wanting to wake anyone else at the inn up or whatever, and I just go, yeah, no, I kind of had a strange feeling myself. Is she okay?
She said that like I said, she's feeling kind of weird. She might need some medical attention. Do you think that you could help with that? You're more familiar with these sorts of, well, potions and things like that.
Fuck. Um. Mer, 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 mer. I'm trying so badly to find a reason to distrust this. Fuck. This would be a very logical thing that Rose would do. Fuck me. Yeah. Oh, I hate you so much. Okay. Yeah, I will turn and there's no it's just Rose's voice straight up.
It is Rose's voice.
Okay, yeah, I can't. I'm trying to debate this in my head, but I just can't. I will go over kind of walking towards I guess while I'm walking I will kind of be talking through the door. I am heading to open it. I'm just like, oh, I mean, does she need something specific? Just asking general questions as I go to open the door.
Rose and Ray, you guys can make perception checks.
Roll another 20 again, please.
Fuck, dude, this is so inconvenient. No. No. No, that's better. 15? No.
Well, I'm taking the average. I probably should.
Oh, it's average. Okay.
Oh, I didn't do.
That's okay. I mean, I think it is reasonable to say that Rose and Ray are more focused on the sort of strange activities around Eris.
Oh, this is so unfortunate.
So what's your current AC?
My current AC is 12. Because I have not. Oh, I don't
Oh my.
actually...
Yeah,
Dude,
Yeah.
+8.
I'm the fucking goat, baby.
So here's what happens, Riley. You open the door. A figure appears there, striking from invisibility.
Okay.
And you are somewhat surprised as well.
I will
However-
scream.
Through sheer instinct, apparently, you do manage to dodge both the attacks.
Oh my
You
god.
do manage to let out a scream at the end of it, and we will go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh, dude, I can't believe he rolled 2 2s. Holy shit. He literally needed a 3 or
lucky
lower.
Child.
All right, I don't know if I can like
Oh
be
my
upset about
God.
losing that many games anymore because that might have been some of the luckiest I've ever been. That's crazy.
17, baby.
Yeah, I'm going.
That's initiative too. So Eris, so everyone hears Riley scream. Oh, yeah, Philip is unconscious. Yeah, Eris, what would you like to do?
Okay, Philip is like sleeping unconscious though, right?
Yes.
Okay. I guess would it cost my whole action to shake him and try and wake him up?
Yeah. If you were trying to actively shake him awake, yeah, it would be an action.
Okay, but I can move 40 feet, and so I don't think I can. Shit. Huh.
So true.
Okay. Alright, I guess I will go ahead and. Oh shit. We're going 5, we're going 10.
So Eris, bursting from the room, activating all the sound and dodging the nails that come down at her.
Hey, thank God it was poorly made, huh?
Seriously. Does that sound wake Philip up? Come on.
It does not appear to wake him up.
Ah, fuck it. He's a lost cause. Alright, 5, 10.
My spidey sense go
15,
crazy, bro.
25,
It's not luck, it's skill.
Yeah,
I
40.
swear.
35, 40. What the fuck? Where did I go?
Sorry, I made you invisible. I was trying to double click. Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna let me, I can't see him from right here, right?
I'll say no. Just barely. You cannot.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay.
Damn, so
as
close.
I pass by Ray and Rose, I guess I'll inform them Philip's knocked the hell out and out of commission right now. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay, I guess. Would preparing a spell do any benefit for me?
So when you prepare a spell, you do have to cast it, so it will be using the spell slot whether or not the spell ends up getting activated or not. It is your action to do that as well. If you trigger the spell, it is your reaction to use the spell at that point. And you do have to specify what triggers it. So like, oh, I see a mysterious figure or something like that.
So my idea was if the assassin turns around and comes after my ass, could I quickly throw up shield in case he, throws something at me?
Shield is a reaction that you can use anyway. It's specifically like a
Okay.
reaction spell, so you don't need to prepare it. You can just do that as a reaction on your turn or on
Okay.
anyone's turn, as long as you have a reaction.
Okay. How far away is this hoe from me? 25. Okay, fine. Whatever. All right, I'll just chill right here for now. Can't really do much right now.
Okay. Next up is Rose.
Rose will go 10, 20. Can she see him?
Yeah. I'll say sort of around the corner or whatever. But yeah, there is a robed figure there with a mask over their face. He currently has a short sword out, and you see, I'll say, like the tail end of him like pulling back out of the room that he was apparently sort of thrusting the sword into.
Rose looks at him and goes, she will command him to drop.
Okay. That's a wisdom save, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's wisdom save here. Bup, 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 bup.
That fails.
One.
So on his next turn, he will be dropping the weapon, then ending his turn.
That's thank God.
Take him out, Riley.
Ray's gonna go 5, 10.
So is he not in initiative for this like first round because he missed? Like, what's the?
He's in initiative.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Oh, it didn't roll. Okay, it didn't roll initiative for him.
God, Jesus.
Well,
Okay, well, whatever. I'll say you guys that what it was his first turn or whatever.
We take those.
Okay. Ray will go here with 40. Then she will Zephyr Strike, giving her 30 more. And she will advantage on next attack roll. Attack deals 1d8 hit or the hit as well as speed. So she will hit him, and I can't use an additional die using it as a bonus action.
Okay.
So she will just hit with her normal. She'll hit with her stinger actually. And then advantage.
Wow, that will certainly hit.
Okay.
Woohoo!
At 1 and a nat 19.
We keep it balanced in this household. So it'll be 1d4 plus 1d8 plus 3 plus 1d8. That was really bad.
Two twos and a 1. It's kind of rough.
Does Zephyr Strike do anything else?
No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, I'll apply the damage. For some reason, it didn't apply it.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Okay. Next up is Riley.
All right. Seeing that Ray's next to him now, he's a little less concerned about his defensive needs. Yeah, I guess I just go for some Damahe. Although we were warned to not set this place on fire, weren't we?
Let's destroy it.
Bold choice of you to think that Eris would listen.
Alright. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and shatter because I can at least do that without risking damage to anything. So I will cast Shatter where it has a 10-foot radius. I believe I should be able to throw it somewhere like through the door on this end, so it'll hit him, but not me or Ray. So, off to this side right here where it is.
Okay.
Not hitting us, and he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Does he happen to be made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal?
Yeah, he's a crystal assassin.
Dude,
actually.
I fucking knew it, baby. That's disadvantage. Give it to me. Okay, what if we do? We should do it. We should do it disadvantage, though. All things considered, he will take half of 3d8. Poggers, whole 3 damage, baby. Yeah, that shatter spell has proven fucking useless every time I've used it. I will then. I don't even think I have a bonus action. I'm not trying to drop a smoke bomb right now. I'll go this route, actually. I'm gonna back up to. Oh no, I don't want to give him a smoke bomb to use. Yeah, I'll just back up a little more so that if he wants to come to me, he has to run away from Ray. So I might just literally back up 1. I'll go here. Boop. I'll go here, and that will be my turn.
Okay. Top of the round.
You can't throw something as a bonus action, can you? I assume not. Like an alchemical acid potion.
I believe that those specifically say it's an action to throw it and deal the damage.
It does, but I thought I'd ask.
Okay, well, thanks for keeping me on my toes.
Listen, I didn't know if maybe I could since I'm so close, I could little baby underhand toss it. It's not a full throw.
Yeah.
The baby underhand rule. You know the one.
So you cast the command spell on him, is that correct, Rose? There isn't anything unusual about it, it's just the standard base command spell.
Oh, I should have waited.
So he
Fuck.
drops whatever he's holding, and then he ends his turn.
Right. So he will he takes one look at Ray, who has charged him, Rose, who has cast an enchantment spell on him, and Riley, who has cast a decently high-level spell on him, and no sign of Eris at all.
Listen, I threw an airburst mine. Okay, let's be clear.
Oh, was it an airburst? Oh, I saw it. I thought it was a shatter.
It is shatter, but it's flavored as an airburst mine.
He just really wants to keep you on your toes today.
That one's actually flavored that way, by the rules of Gadgetsmith. That one.
Sheathes his sword, takes out a scroll.
This motherfucker.
With a word or two, reads it, as the command spell does not appear to have taken its normal effect.
Oh my god.
Cringe.
Covering the area in darkness. Ray can go and make a perception check. Okay. So there is the sound of glass shattering in Riley's room. And I think we'll probably end the combat there, as I find it very... We can continue if you'd like. I mean...
How far is this darkness going?
Gotcha. You are in the darkness as well, Riley.
Oh, am I? Okay. Fuck. Does it go all the way to the windows, or does it go 20 feet?
Let me double check, actually. That's a good question.
I mean, I know that I wouldn't know, but I would try to step out of it. Hearing the glass shatter. Do I hear the shatter down here?
Yes.
Okay. I would try to, I think, make my way to the window to see if I can see him running away, just instinctively.
Okay. If you went directly to the window, sort of crawling up on the bed there, you would be out of the darkness spell at that point. So I'll say you do see him on the ground running before he turns invisible as he drinks another potion.
Piece of shit. All right. If combat ends, I will proceed.
I mean,
Damn it!
I'm not chasing.
You can catch him. You can try to chase after him. I really would be surprised if you, unless you guys have some access to things that I don't know about. I don't think you'll be able to catch him.
All right. Well, Eris runs over and because she heard Riley scream, and she's checking him over and everything. Go, holy shit, kid, are you all right? What's?
Yeah, I actually look at myself, expecting that I should have gotten hit. I'm like astounded that I'm not hurt. And I'm just like, I don't know who they sent after us, but he just didn't hit me. He like missed, and I was right next to him. It was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, God, I would hope so. The note said he was apprentice. I would
Can
hope
I?
he would do
I was gonna
good.
say I don't know if I need to like insight check this, but like, can I know if he like missed on purpose and he was just trying to scare me, or if it was like, hey, he was trying to hit me, but just like, hey,
But Riley got
accidentally
lucky.
dropped something, or like what the vibe is.
You can make an insight check.
Okay, because I need to know how Riley reacts to this.
With a 10, you're not really sure. You're still kind of panicky as like you
Okay,
like
adrenaline's pumping.
you attempted to stab you a minute ago. That's
Yeah.
kind of like the main thing in Riley's mind.
Okay, yeah. It's like, yeah, he just tried to like swing at me with his knives and missed, and it was really weird.
Eris
And-
like slaps Riley on the shoulder and turns to Rose and go, yeah, he just dodged out of an assassin's way. Look at this kid.
Not bad. Ray will go check on Philip.
Before Rose leaves, or I guess you said Ray, but before
Ray went there before Rose went to the door.
Okay, I do want to point out, at least to us, because you could probably relay this information to Ray. I do quickly go, oh, don't, unless you see the person talking, don't trust the voice. He, from what I could tell, perfectly mimicked your voice, Miss Rose,
Oh,
through the
that's good to
door.
know.
All right. Yeah. Ray would have. She wouldn't have knocked. She would have just busted in the room to check on Philip. The moment he left.
Okay. I will say the darkness spell it did vanish pretty soon after. It would have been like another 15 seconds or so. Philip is still there, snoring quietly, or loudly rather. I'll say you guys, I imagine, sort of stay awake a while longer, kind of amped up on the adrenaline at the very least. However, regardless of how long you guys end up staying awake, morning does come eventually with no further sign of the assassin, as he does appear to have abandoned his contract.
Damn it.
Pussy.
Damn it.
In any case,
Can't even
morning
call an
comes
11-year-old.
as you guys head down for a early breakfast, crack of dawn. Philip does eventually wake up of his own accord. He does appear to be fairly groggy, as the sleep that he got was not very good, as he was drugged.
Hey, Philip. Morning, sunshine. You got drugged.
He seems a little panicked at first, then sort of embarrassed, but realizing that he was drugged, he at least is aware that he did not like fall asleep on the watch, as that would have been very unforgivable from his perspective. In any case, as I do want to finish everything before we end the session here, the next 2 days you guys recover from this attempt. No further notes are sent to you, even though the individual did claim that they would try to contact you afterwards. They, for whatever reason, have not yet. However, as the day of the concert approaches, that's kind of the main focus of the next 2 days, as the final touches are added, and Riley works with the team to set up his smoke machine at the festival.
Yes, sir.
The 20th.
Best damn smoke machine they ever seen.
You are set up at the Eklund Theater.
That just looks dope.
The place is an indoor theater. However, it has some sort of illusion magic around its ceiling that allows it to seem as though it's outside. It is located in the Diamond District. The stands are filled with individuals. However, as you requested, the chairs closest to the stage have been taken out. The various illusions and the smoke machine are set up through some tasteful use of invisibility magic as well, hidden from the audience. Change the music here. The festival itself appears to be mostly an upper class thing, as you don't see very little sign of it in the other quarters. However, in the Diamond District, there are a lot more people going around shopping at the various stores who have different themed items for the Wind Festival. Um, Over the course of the day, you probably spend some time at the festival itself. However, you probably after lunch you would head and get ready for your performance.
We would have
Um,
obviously had a long rest between the assassin and the
you would have, yes, yeah, there would
I
have.
would have prepped my spells to be whatchamacallit, concert accommodated.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Um, Here we can place Ray and Rose on the screen.
Obviously, the team, including Philip, would have been invited.
Um,
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions, and this is on helping this. Because I do have my fire spitter and my airburst mine, can I use those to maybe not upgrade the smoke machine, but like add any other gadgets to it using those kind of like spell / upgrades that I have?
I will say, you rolled a nat 20 when you created it earlier. And also, they accepted the smoke machine as it was. Trying to add additional stuff to it this late in the game
Okay,
could.
I wouldn't then. Yeah, I won't then.
In any case, Rose and Ray, you guys, does Eris attend the?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so the whole gang is there. Philip does attend as well, although he doesn't seem to hear the music that well, as his hearing is not particularly good.
Is Mr. Animated there?
Mr. Animated, you got rolled 10. I'll roll a D2. Heads or tails?
Tails all day.
Okay, he is there.
Let's
Good call.
go!
Yeah, Mr. Animated is there. He does spot you and sort of shifts over to join you in the crowd. There are other bands that play. There's like a little performance, more like a theater play that's put on beforehand. It's light, it's brief. It like tops like 30 minutes, like a little comedy, that sort of thing. There are a few jazz bands that play in the interim as well. Some of the more prominent ones in the area. However, you have been given the main slot. As
Sheesh.
you are sort of getting prepared, the other musicians and individuals, they do give you and Ray like very dirty glares, as they are clearly very, very jealous that this outsider who doesn't know a thing about the culture here has come in and stolen the spotlight. They are unaware, obviously, of your guitar or your performance in general. Director Teague, as the fated hour does finally come, she looks at Rose and Ray and she says, "Are you both prepared? Are you ready to step into the limelight?"
More than ready. I was born in it.
Perfect.
Sheesh.
That's the perfect attitude to have as she sort of claps her hands together. She goes out, and everyone gives a clap to the band that heads behind the stage. She gives a brief introduction, and you and Ray are ushered onto the stage. So I'm going to have this be 3 checks. The first check will be a persuasion check. And this is just sort of the very couple first minutes of like trying to get the crowd, basically trying to convince them that this is worth listening to, and just sort of the first impressions, as those are very important in a performance. You can make the persuasion check at advantage and with an extra D4. This is the result of the prep work that you had done before going to the various areas and telling people to come to your performance. The crowd is likely to be more amicable towards you than they might have been if they were just randos. So again, persuasion check, advantage with an extra D4.
Fuck me.
That's actually
crazy.
Dude, why are all the things that we want to do are just getting fucking boned?
I was gonna cast command for the exact same reason you said. That was one of the spells. But
in any case, the crowd is kind of they're very hesitant. the introduction of the electric guitar, which you kind of expected to be like a big thing that they hadn't seen before, it causes like a little bit of like a panic. Like people think that they're like under attack or something, with the sort of a more violent noise than they're used to. They do calm down eventually, but the crowd is very they're still there. However, they are very hesitant about this. And if things don't turn around quick, this might end up being sort of like a disaster performance.
Fuck me. All right.
The second check will be a straight performance check. I'm not, well, it's not straight, but like it's a performance check with advantage and a +4. This +4 is from Riley's efforts with the smoke machine, which does add
Woo!
useful ambiance to this performance.
I will cast the spells how I was planning to. So the command I was planning to use on the beginning part. Thunderwave. Which one? So what am I doing on this one?
This
Just
is
a
a straight
performance?
performance check. This is you, the technical details, the illusions, the smoke machine. It's everything that went into the performance here.
Okay. I will have Ray cast Booming Blade. I know it says creature, but maybe flavor it to where it's like rocks, and she will like throw them out using like her stinger or something, exploding them in midair. So that'll be my second one. And you said a performance
Check
+4.
with advantage +4.
Now we're getting
Oh,
there.
much better.
With that,
It's almost 30.
despite the crowd being skeptical of you at first, with your, as they said, stand up and dance music, the people in the front around the stage who do not have access to chairs, you do see them sort of start to move of their own accord, dancing, stomping along, clapping along with the music. Also, the
The
27.
pit.
You do have an opportunity here still. Yeah. So you can make the third check, which if you had done poorly on that last one, you would not have gotten this. The performance does end with your final song, the one with the celestial incantations, the classic hex lock, or what would you call it? Hex rock?
Hex rock.
Hex rock genre that you're trying to sort of get started here. You perform it flawlessly, perfectly. They seem very impressed in general. As the crowd begins to dissipate, you give sort of a farewell message, and you can go and make a persuasion check with advantage. I'll say you would have gotten a D4 if you had done better earlier on. However, it'll just be a persuasion check with advantage.
Nice. Good roll.
Okay. With 26,
Saved. Maybe at least a little bit.
people are murmuring. There is a definite buzz around your performance. You get the sense it could have it could have been a complete smash hit. However, you do feel like this is definitely going to generate a wave. This was a hit, if not perhaps quite as much as good as you'd hope for. Perhaps you shouldn't have been surprised, as it is a new thing that you're trying to introduce to these people. But you definitely have people talking.
Okay, that's fine. I only gave a shit about the performance anyway.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
How about that one's crazy?
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, maybe it is a fortunate thing though.
Watch me hit this. Watch me hit this 4 and 20 right now. Fuck.
You guys head back to the inn later that evening, celebrating Rose and Ray's successful performance.
Big cheers.
Director
Oh.
T. Actually, no, she would probably send her assistant for this. She sends her assistant. I believe she promised you 1,500 gold pieces. Does that sound right? You
Yeah.
have it written down somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was 1,500, and then I think the performance bonus was for future ones, not for this one. I think.
Right. Oh yeah, and she said that she wants the option to buy a contract with
Yeah,
you for
correct.
future.
I also just realized that this could be an innkeeper and could also not be an innkeeper. It's plausible.
You guys don't know. You guys have no idea.
We haven't
Um,
asked them.
he's like he looks. You assume people talk to him, but you don't know. It could be anything. In any case, the assistant comes by and delivers your 1,500 gold pieces. She says that Director Teague would like a day or two to consider and sort of take the temperature of the city as to how well your performance was received. But she does think that she will almost certainly re-up your contract, just so you're prepared. Uh, she heads out. You can add 1,500 gold pieces to your inventory. However, at the end of that celebratory dinner,
I will give Riley 75 gold pieces.
Let's go.
That was 5%.
You get lots of thank yous.
there is a sharp sound of the door slamming open to the inn. And the clunking sound of heavy metal against wood. Whoop.
Is that our boy?
As a massive, he does look somewhat similar to Virgil, however, he is larger.
Okay.
And he has very obvious weapons on his person, whereas Virgil was much more subtle.
Oh my god.
It walks up right up to your table there, as sort of pushing the guy to the side here and bumping against him, who begins to like look over and say something, but then seeing this massive metal thing before him, just quickly backs off.
Not that stubborn pussy. Come on now.
The entity, the Clockwork Knight, looks down at you, Rose and Ray, and says, "I have a message to deliver from my employer."
Do I know if separate topic? Do I know if the Clockwork Knights are like sentient? Like Virgil seemed sentient.
They seemed. I mean, they definitely talked to you. I mean, you only ever encountered Virgil. He was the only knight that you encountered.
Okay. Did Virgil seem like he had a sense of sentience?
I mean, he definitely seemed that way. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, the chef one, not much.
The servants ones, maybe not so much, or at least to a much lesser degree. Virgil, however, basically seemed like a person.
Yeah, because he was even upset at the fact that he like failed on his job and stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
that's another topic. Is he looking at a particular person or just the table?
He's looking at Rose and Ray. He will say, "Confirm that you are Rose and Ray."
Confirm.
Are you mocking me, bitch?
It says, "You have 2 days to clear out of the city.
Ooh,
Oh.
Do not return."
shit.
I say, I imagine Rose is at least have drank her fair bit, and she stands up and gives a salute and goes, "Is that all?"
It takes its hammer and smashes the table.
Jesus.
To splinters. Dishes go flying, food goes flying everywhere. The table itself is completely wrecked. It returns its hammer to its hand, and this is all like in one smooth, no hesitation motion. And it says, "Imagine your skull."
I'm not paying for that table.
It walks up. The innkeeper like puts up a hand, says, who's going to?" The knight does not stop. It just like looks over at him, and he shuts up, and it leaves the inn.
Okay, hear me out. If we fight it, he'll have disadvantage on my shatter. Think about it.
He'll also have disadvantage on all my chalking stuff, so...
I'm just
got
saying.
this.
I'm just saying.
Or I'll have advantage, I'll have it. I go up and go, "Alright, well, I apologize for the table. Not paying for it. I point to the guy he knocked over. A round of drinks for that table, and if we can get another table with another round of drinks. Thank you.
Woo!
I lean over. I lean over to Eris. I'm like, is Rose like, what do they call it? Tipsy?
You look over to Eris and she is more tipsy.
Sorry, boss. This is a temp job for me. This is my last day.
Hey, he was plausible.
I look back to Riley and Eris and I go, I fucking knew that guy was. I always knew there's some vibe. Well, alas, when there is no barkeep, you must become your own barkeep. And
Exactly.
I vault over the bar and start
Fuck
serving
yeah.
drinks to people.
I turn to Philip and go, "Are we allowed to do that?"
We are now, kid.
Renzo slaps your arm and he says, I think between Miss Eris and Miss Rose, I'm sure that they can pay for whatever they go for. I think it's fine.
And he goes over and gets a drink. That motherfucker.
I,
That's the spirit, Philly.
I am the innkeeper now. What do you want, Philip? What do you mana? What do you drink?
In any case, you guys party the night away, not letting the apparent downer of a threat to Rose's life get everyone's spirits down. And that is where we will end tonight's session.